I'm wifey, never been a mistress. Go digital, no competition. Fuck you, me, my flow splendid. Boy, so sick, them shit's ridiculous. Bitch took a shot, she aimed to miss it. Shoot free throw, Blake.
Chloe here, and welcome back to my channel, and welcome back to this platform. And if you are new here, ladies and lurkers and ear hustlers, welcome. Now, before I continue on in this video, for house cleaning purposes, this will be a very triggering video for the divestor wig movement.
Divestor wig movement. Divested wig movement. So you're literally trying to take our movement, divestment, where we're teaching black women to get away from Blackistan, get away from black men, giving them the highest murder rates, and trying to deflect that towards some wig wearing. You a childish ass bitch, number one. Number two, the fact that you sitting up here attacking divestors when divestors have never said anything bad about you and divestors are not checking for you shows that you're coming out of a place of jealousy and insecurity. We're black women who have successfully interracially dated, and we're married to men who are providers. My Brad is not chopping me up in no basement. And guess what, dumb bitch? A wig is not all you need to attract a white man. You look dumber than a box of bricks, okay? Even my white husband thinks you're dumber than a box of bricks, okay? He looking at a lot of these mammies like they stupid when they sit online going, and all you need is a wig to get a white man. We hear these same sort of childish comments coming from these nakers. So you are Naker affiliated, okay? Right off the bat. Talking about divestors and wigs and wigs and weave. My husband knows what I look like with or without a wig, okay? I don't have to wear a wig, no makeup and nothing, and I'm still gonna be pulling a Brad, bitch. So what the you talking about some wigs and weave for? Okay? It's because you're Naker adjacent. That's why. Because we hear this sort of rhetoric coming from the black manosphere, all right? So anytime you hear these mammies talking about wigs and weave and divestors, wigs and weave, that is Blackistani, black manosphere conjecture.
And they're often twisted and very faulty and undercooked, deflective logic.
Undercooked logic? How's my logic uncooked when the statistics show that black men are the ones unaliving black women at high rates, telling black women to get away from black men, and vetting white and non-black men is the best option? Like, I don't understand. Why don't you understand at this point? You're trying to downplay the fact that us divestors are the only ones on the internet, not only teaching black women how to vet white men, but also teaching black women the facts when it comes to Blackistani ass bullshit that is going on. Like, y'all sit there all you want, trying to spread lies, talking about how, those divestors, wig wearing divestors, and their logic is flawed. How's my logic flawed? Black men are taking black women off this earth in record numbers, and I don't want to sleep with them because of it. So how the is my logic flawed? How the is logic flawed? Okay? Everything on my channel is backed up by facts and statistics, bitch. So what the you talking about? My logic and my arguments are flawed when everything that I'm saying is backed up by statistics. Okay? If anyone has a flawed logic, it's you. Because you sitting over here talking about femininity and black women need to be feminine and practice hypergamy but don't divest. And those divestors, okay? And this is how you level up. No, that's how you level down. All right? We're the ones who are leveled up, not you. This is what really pisses me off about these sort of content creators, because they'll sit up there and go, I'm for black women. I'm for black women. No, you're for a bag, and you will often attack divestors in order to get some clout and attention. Okay? Talking about, this is going to be triggering. This is going to be triggering for you because I'm about to destroy you. Okay? You're dealing with a black woman who has a very high IQ level, and I know statistics and facts. Okay? So your ass finna get destroyed.
But I wanted to make this video because, one, in my spirit, I was compelled to, and two, because this video just might save a life.
How is your video saving a life when you're telling black women not to divest and you're misrepresenting divestors and what we stand for? Okay? How are you saving black women's lives? Fucking bitches are not saving anybody's lives when you got 100,000 subscribers, all black women, and you telling them not to divest when black men are the ones unaliving black women in record numbers. So how are you saving black women's lives? They misrepresent our movement and also resort to name calling like wigs and weave wearers and all this like that. Like, our movement ain't about wigs and weave and pasta and lobster, okay? It's just really goofy.
There have been several unalived instances of black women at the hands of white men cases.
There is a new situation of another black girl who was found dismembered in a river. She met this guy on a dating app for casual hookups went to his house on the first date, and he admitted to the police. He turned himself in and admitted to the police that he unalived her during a X act, panicked, and got rid of her body. Okay? So this is the second instance of a bottom shelf Brad unaliving a black woman. But as a divester, do I take responsibility for that? Absolutely not. And the reason why is because she did two things that I've already spoke about on my channel. Number one, going to a man's house on the first date. Show me on my channel where I'm teaching black women to go to men's house on the first date, and I'll drop $1,000 in your Cash App. I'll wait. Oh, you can't, because I don't teach that in divestment, okay? And also, another mistake that she made is entertaining men looking for casual hookups. How many times have I said on my channel telling black women, don't entertain men looking for casual flings and hookups? I've said it so many times, I'm tired of repeating myself. So she made two crucial mistakes that I told my subscribers to look out for, okay? So no, you're not going to sit up there and tell me, and you teaching black women to get the first white man. Point it out, idiot. I'll wait. And I'll drop $1,000 in your Cash App. And guess what? You ain't going to get that $1,000 because I taught black women the complete opposite of what these swirlers are doing, okay? That is why we don't want no affiliation with swirlers and get so irritated when we're being compared to them, okay? Divestors are the type of black women who have standards and boundaries, been interracially dating for decades. We're not being found chopped up in basements and thrown in rivers and stuff like that. Why? It's because we have standards and boundaries and practice vetting. Okay? We know these things. A lot of black women who are not divestors, they don't. And they end up in situations like this. Okay? So you got a second case in a course of 3 weeks of a white man unaliving a black woman. But we literally have 30 new cases. I think the number is higher now. I think it might be 32. I'm not sure of that. If you know the number, drop in my comment section what that number is. From my stats, it looked like 30 new cases of unalivings involving black women and black men. But I think that the number might be higher, okay? I'm not sure. If you have any updated stats on that, like I said, drop it in the comments. But it's really unfortunate you got two cases of white men unaliving black women, and now everybody wants to look at divestors like, and what do you think about it? I'm like, and what do you want me to think about it? Because I've already told black women that this was going to happen again. Go check out my last video. What did I say? I said, as long as you have woman-hating incels like this, using dating apps, and black women not practicing vetting or having standards, this situation is going to happen again. So I accurately predicted this, okay? So no, I'm not shocked at all. And as a divestor, I don't take any responsibility for any of these swirlers' demise when I'm giving them all the tools they need to navigate these internet dating streets safely. If they choose not to take my advice, that's on them. If you are a black woman, you have a 95% chance of being unalived by a black man, not a white man, okay? So there you go with that divestors with their undercooked logic. Ain't nothing undercooked about what the fuck I'm saying, because what I'm saying can be backed up by facts and statistics. You are 95% more likely to be unalived by a black man than a white man. Okay. Notice how these nakers and mammies love to sit online and cherry pick the very few examples of black women being harmed by white men, but they will ignore all of the examples of black men harming black women because it goes directly against their narratives that they are not the problem. Okay, that is their argument. We are not the problem, and the white man is the boogeyman and all this stuff like that. Okay. Like, when you don't know statistics and you think you're going to go up against a divestor, you will lose each and every time. When you go to real BWE channels, and I say the word real because there's a difference between this fluff that they're trying to pass off as self-improvement for black women and what's really going on in the world, okay? And if you want to see what's really going on in black women's lives, then you need to check out Black Girl Unlost, okay? This is a real BWE channel. Ain't none of that and femininity and hypergamy and that is not going to save black women, okay? Y'all are living in delusions if you think sitting around here and chanting hypergamy and femininity, that's going to save us. It's not going to save you. Okay? The only thing that's going to save you is to divest and get away from these groups of males who are unaliving you at such high rates that channels like this literally have endless content. Look at the videos, okay? Literally posted days apart featuring real black women who have been unalived by these dust buckets. And y'all want to sit up here and cherry pick these cases involving black women and white men and try to represent that as if that's what's going on in these streets, okay? Like, look at her videos. They're literally posted days apart. Days apart. Each one of these thumbnails in each one of these titles features a black woman who's been unalived because she's not divested and dealing with these dust buckets. But yet, when it comes to these clowns who want to sit online talking about divestors, they don't want to talk about this. They don't want to talk about the real reasons why we don't mess with they men and we don't want nothing to do with their community, okay? So F your feelings. I don't care about your feelings or whether or not my content hurts it, okay? I do not care. I'm in the business of saving black women's lives. Point blank, period. Y'all are not. You sitting on here and femininity and hypergamy, that's not going to save black women. It's not. Okay? It's not. Look at all these videos, literally posted days apart of black women losing their lives because they're not divested. Okay? So anytime they sit up there and want to cherry pick and harp on these cases, it's because they look at that as some sort of victory. Do you think that I look at this as some sort of victory? I do not. Okay? This is a pandemic. This is a problem that as a black woman, I refuse to ignore to spare your raggedy ass feelings. Okay? Point blank, period. Divestors, we are out the door. So there's nothing to really debate at this point. Why are you sitting up here talking about divestors that don't want to be featured in one of these thumbnails? All right? That's really what it is. Look, my finger is still scrolling. That is how many cases we see of these dust buckets unaliving their girlfriends and partners. But yet, your funky ass feelings is supposed to be more important than my life. Give me a break, okay? And as a black woman, I don't owe you my body. I don't owe you my time. I don't owe you my money. I don't owe you nothing, okay? And anybody that thinks they're going to threaten me or pose a threat to me or try to tell me who I need to be married to or who I need to sleep with, unless you're planning on being in a jail cell or a body bag, I don't suggest that, okay? Because it's my life and you need to learn how to mind your own business, okay? Point blank, period. Y'all acting like as if divestors have no reason to be divested, okay? But look at how I'm still scrolling. Look at how I'm still scrolling. Now, if divestors were being featured all through these videos, then we would have a problem. But they're not. Undivested black women are the ones being featured all through these videos. Okay? So stop sitting up in here thinking that you're going to cherry pick the very few cases of black women who've been harmed by white men and try to broad brush stroke that as a issue in black femicide when you see that my finger is still scrolling. Okay? My finger is still scrolling. She literally has so many videos of black women who've been unalived by black males that it would probably literally take me about 10, 15 years just to stop scrolling my finger. My finger already getting a cramp scrolling. Okay? So when y'all want to sit there and ask why divestors don't want black men, why we don't sleep with black men, why we ain't checking for them, is because of this. And anybody telling us that we're wrong for it is a idiot. I can't stand a pathological liar who's going to sit up there and be like, and divestors, and they teach this and they teach that. Anyone could go on my channel and see what I teach.
That I have chosen to not discuss due to the very immature reactions and due to
very immature reactions. You just started your video talking about divested, dusty wigs. And you started your video with name calling. So you're the one who's childish. Okay? You're the one that's childish. You're the one who's immature. Okay? That's quite obvious. Because divestors have never said anything bad about you. Not over on my sector. I've never heard anyone say anything bad about you until now. Okay? Now people are starting to wake up and realize that there's something wrong with you. And you got a vendetta against divestors who are black women who practice hypergamy, have standards and boundaries when it comes to white men. So why in the hell are we in this conversation? Okay? We're not getting chopped up in basements. We're in the suburbs living peaceful, quiet lives like Becky's. While you sitting up here trying to reduce our movement to pasta and lobster and wig wearing. Okay?
The very inflammatory and the very exploitative agenda-pushing responses by the woke-teps and by the manosphere red pill clowns, and on the opposite end by the divestor clownettes, who do nothing but talk about the men that they hate so much all day.
Shut the fuck up. Anyone can go on my channel and see that I have an array of topics on my channel. I talk about white men. I talk about black men. I talk about black women. I pretty much talk about everyone. Okay? Like, my channel is pretty much like current popular topics, internet topics, but I can always take just about any topic and apply it to divestment, okay? So I have a unique channel. Like, I don't just sit on my channel and just talk about black men, but of course, being a divestor, black men are going to always be in that conversation because I'm trying to teach black women why they should divest. So anytime you see these mammies talking about, why did they talk about black men all the time? They probably won't want them. This is nothing but a gaslighting tactic that these nakers over in Blackistan use, okay? Because they don't want you to talk about black men. They don't want you to make them look bad. So they will often try to gaslight you. And why are you talking about black men? Because they need to be talked about. That's why. Okay? They need to be talked about when they're the problem. When you're the problem, then you're going to be talked about. And guess what? There's larger content creators who are white women, Asian, hell, there's even channels featuring black men talking about femicide now. So everybody's talking about black femicide, not just divestors. But of course, we're the ones always getting, the main focus. And y'all talking about black men. No, I'm talking about why black women need to get the F away from black men. Major difference, okay? Point blank period. And you want to talk about someone being a clown? The only clown that I see is you when I rip your channel apart. When I rip this video apart. Because I don't appreciate like you sitting over here misrepresenting divestment and then sitting up here going, I'm trying to help black women. No, you're not. Okay?
The truth is, every race in every culture has bad apples, and every race of every man is capable of unaliving their women.
No shit, Sherlock. You don't think we know that? Okay? Again, the vast majority of divestors have been interracially dating their entire lives, okay? You have divestors who've been with their brads, their white and non-black men, for decades. So you don't think we know that? All right? Like, your content is so remedial. I just, I feel like I'm losing brain cells watching her shit because what she talks about is common sense shit, okay? You need to vet. No shit, Sherlock. White men are not perfect. No duh, okay? Like, they sit up there and paint the false narrative that somehow divestors are naive and we don't know this shit, okay?
Because crimes of being unalived are not based on race, but are based on proximity and familiarity.
It is based on race when black men are the ones unaliving black women at the highest rates, not white men. You want to sit up here and talk about it's not about race when it's very much about race when we look at these statistics, okay? Black adult women are 6 times more likely to be unalived than their white counterparts. So why are you sitting there on your channel telling your subscribers it's not about race when it has everything to do with race and the type of men that black women are dealing with? Point blank period. Black women are the least likely to date outside of their race. So who are the ones unaliving these women and giving them a rate 6 times higher that of white women? It's black males, okay? That is why you look like a clown sitting on here in those divestors because we don't want to deal with black males. That is my choice, okay? I'm the one leveling up, not you. You still stuck in Blackistan with your pipe dreams and femininity and hypergamy, all these buzzwords, none of that is going to save you if you're still trapped in Blackistan dealing with these dust buckets. You dusty hoes that want to sit on your channels talking about divestors, I'm going to make sure to rip you in shreds with statistics and facts to show everybody who the real clown is. You sitting on your channel telling black women that it ain't about race when they have a unaliving rate that is 6 times higher than white women. So you're the clown. You are the clown. You can go ahead and pull the wool over your subscribers' eyes. I refuse to do so over here. Point blank, period. If you ignore facts and statistics, I'm going to conclude that you're probably mentally slow or something is going on with you, that you got some sort of learning disability, or you're just so stubborn and set in your ways. You don't want to believe you wrong. And that pretty much describes all of Blackistan. They can't admit when they wrong. They can't, which is why they will never be no level up. There is no leveling up when it comes to Blackistan and the people in it. Okay, especially when they don't want to admit that they wrong and they don't want to change. They don't think that anything's wrong with this. They have no problems with black women having the highest unaliving rates in the country, in the world. They don't care. Again, you are 95% more likely to be unalived by a black man, not a white man. So what are you talking about? It's not about race. Okay. Whew. And we ain't even got started in the video. I'm just getting started.
For my divestor wigs, because I know you're ear hustling, who lack exposure, all you have to do.
Lack exposure? But for these dusty divestor wigs, watching, wig wearing, and do you know how stupid you look in your video? You look absolutely stupid, okay? And you said that I lack the knowledge? I've been interracially dating my whole life. I'm married to a white man. So how the do I lack the knowledge? Are you married to a white man? No, you are not. So you are the one that lacks the knowledge, okay? You are not married to a white man. You are not married to a non-black man. But yet you think you know more than me, a black woman who's actually been with my Brad for decades. Okay, sis. I just find it very offensive when these women try to ignore all of the work we've done and try to summarize our movement and pass that lobster internet craze and wigs and weave. Okay? It's because your ass is jealous and upset that as a black woman, I'm successful at interracial dating. Okay? I'm successful in interracial dating. I'm successful in interracial marriage. And guess why? It's because I vet. Okay? It's because I practice hypergamy. I'm with a provider. Okay? I'm not paying 50-50. My man ain't going upside my head. I'm not getting chopped up in no basements and shit like that. Okay? Divestors are unbothered by you, bitch. I'm making wives over on my channel. All you doing is making new graveyard plots for these black women who are not going to divest now because your ass done sat on your channel and lied about divestment. Okay? So I'm trying to help black women. No, you're not. You ain't trying to help shit, okay?
And due to the lackluster amount of choices that are available in the dating and marriage marketplace when it comes to courting and attracting husband material, which, by the way, is not a black male issue because, as I have discussed in
it is a black male issue when black men have the lowest marriage rates. So what are you talking about? Like, the video hasn't even started and I've already pointed out several lies that you just said, okay? What do you mean it's not a black male issue? Yes, it is. Because black men have the highest divorce rates and the lowest marriage rates. So here you is lying to your subscribers, okay? Blatantly lying.
Any of my videos, the competition for quality husband material, whether you are dating within or outside of your race, is...
You're not going to find no high quality black man to marry, okay? Stop with... Girl... Oh. Jesus Christ, the video ain't even started yet, and I'm already just pointing out all sort of discrepancies. First of all, like I said, the odds of you finding a high-quality black man to marry is 1 in 270. The odds of you finding a high-quality white man to marry is 1 in 7, okay? So for you to say, it's not about black men, come on, okay? Like the lies. It's the lies for me, okay?
A dating and marriage marketplace reality, and some would say nightmare for all races of women. And this includes the women who have resorted to decentering men, and now yet another movement that I cannot keep up with, the 4B movement, But the story of Sade Robinson is a sadder than sad story. Now, of course, here on YouTube, the story of her gruesome unaliving is starting to gain traction along with the groupthink chokehold about interracial dating that has sadly evolved to a very scary place where a lack of kindness and compassion across the board has become the disgusting standard.
Yeah, and you're participating in that disgusting standard when you repeat manosphere, name calling, wigs and weave and divester, wigs and weave. Yeah, you're just as disgusting as well.
And the inhumane norm in favor of dragging the preyed upon and the violated to go viral and to further attack each other for clicks and likes. With that being said, there is no doubt in my mind that this young lady's trusting nature, her lack of discernment, her inexperience in dating, her inexperience in vetting, perhaps not trusting her intuition or her underdeveloped intuition, combined along with the super nasty influence of the TikTok pasta and lobster, vanilla frappe, Ken doll Brad worshippers.
And on top of that too, how dumb must you be to be sitting on here thinking that pasta and lobster represents interracial dating and marriage as a whole? Okay? It's an internet thing. Like, to me, I don't take it seriously, but it's really funny how black women think that pasta and lobster are supposed to represent interracial dating as a whole. Like, that is just ridiculous. Like, you calling me a clown divester or clown vester? Bitch, you're the clown. All right? Because I didn't get with my husband for no carbs and pasta, lobster, or whatever like that. You know what I mean? That's not why I got with my husband. I got with my husband because, number one, he's attractive. I love, a man who's tall. I love me a Mr. Clean. You know what I mean? He is very sweet. He's very kind. He's a provider. He wanted to get married. He wants to settle down. Okay? He wants to provide and protect me as a woman. All right? So for me, I just find it really goofy that you have a lot of black women who want to take a internet craze like pasta and lobster and think that represents divestment or represents like interracial relationships as a whole. It's a joke, okay? It's not that serious. Shouldn't be taken seriously.
And their irrational boy-crazy, unearned praise of white boys as some kind of status symbol that led to this young lady's unfortunate demise.
What led to her demise is a lack of vetting, this is about the only thing I'll agree with her on. Her lack of discernment and vetting is what caused her, and the loser who took her life, is what caused her to lose her life, man. I mean, it's unfortunate, like, that there's some black women out here who are so naive that they will literally take a internet craze like pasta and lobster and, okay, all I need is a white man. Let me just grab the first white man I see. Okay, we don't teach that in divestment. So why in the hell are divestors being brought into this shit when we don't teach that? Okay? I literally have hundreds of videos telling black women to vet. Not only telling black women to vet white men, but telling black women how to vet white men. Okay? I'm the only one on the internet teaching black women how to vet white men. Okay? Point blank period. So to me, it's offensive when anybody sits there and want to bring up divestors in this as if we got something to do with her being unalive. Okay? When nowhere in my videos have I said that the white man is perfect and the white man is incapable of harming black women.
I will say this for the bajillionth time, and for the hard of hearing, and for those of you who are a little thick in the head, and I do not have to prove to any Dustiana Divester or her Negro League baseball wig that I care about black women, because this entire platform has been proof of that.
Girl, shut up, okay? I don't want you to prove anything to me because you're a whole nobody online. I don't give a fuck who you are, okay? I'm happily married. I live a normal, happy, healthy life off the internet. I don't give a fuck who you are, or if you got 150,000, I don't care. Okay? I would not trade my life for all 160,000 of your subscribers. I don't give a shit about your content either. Okay? Your content is redundant and it's very boring. Okay? All your femininity and this vetting, hypergamy. You don't even teach black women in the detail how to do it. All you do is push out these buzzwords and we need to vet. And we need to do this, and we need to do it, but how do you do it? Okay? You go on my channel, and I'm teaching black women how to properly vet white men. Okay? What to look out for. What to look for. Like, that is vetting. That's how you really vet. That's how you teach someone how to vet, is to break down what to look for and what not to look for. Okay? So it's just really funny that you think divestors are your mortal enemies when we're happily married to our white men and don't give no fuck about you. Okay? Point blank period. I'm getting ready to go out to dinner with my Brad while you sitting on here thinking that divestors give a fuck about you.
But for you dense ones, I have never and will never have an issue with a black woman, and some may even take issue with this.
Stop the cap. You sat up there and made this whole video about attacking divestors who are black women who are successful in interracial dating and interracial marriages. And we all got white and non-black men who are providers, okay? We practice hypergamy. We have standards and boundaries over here in divestment. So for you to attack us, then you obviously got a problem, sis, okay?
But I don't even have an issue with a black man who wants to date out, because no one owns anyone. My sister is married to a Turkish Armenian hypergamous provider, and together they have my amazing niece and nephew. So no, interracial dating is not dangerous for black women.
And why are you sitting on here bringing up your sister being in an interracial relationship? She's the one in an interracial relationship, not you. Just because your sister is in an interracial relationship, that does not mean that you have experience in this area and that you need to be giving your advice on interracial dating when you're not even in an interracial relationship yourself. Okay? Notice how she's always bringing up her sister with her hypergamous husband. My sister is married to a non-black man, and my sister, that's your sister. That's not you. Okay? That ain't you. What you trying to clout chase over her interracial relationship? Like that's supposed to give you some sort of knowledge? Like you know more than divestors? We're actually married to white non-black men, not you. Okay? So no, you can't sit up there and go, my sister is in an interracial relationship. Therefore, I know more than divestors and I'm qualified to give advice, bitch. You're not in an interracial relationship. So no, you're not going to sit there and think that you're going to speak on my fucking experience, okay?
Interracial dating is not dangerous for black women. What is dangerous for black women is not vetting.
What is dangerous for black women is women like you who have a channel of 160,000 subscribers telling black women not to be divested when black women have the highest murder rates. That is what's dangerous, okay? The blood is on your hands every time a black woman chooses not to divest because they listen to your bitch ass, okay?
Vetting is dangerous for black women. Unearned praising of others and their communities is.
It's really funny how when we talk about how white men have better statistics than black men, all of a sudden we're praising the white man. I'm praising the white man. I should just make a whole video just praising white men so you can see what real praising looks like, okay? Because I'm real sick and tired of y'all going, and y'all praise the white man. Why? Because I know statistics. Because I know that white men have a domestic violence rate that is 6 times lower than black men. That is why you need to cherry pick these cases where there's white men harming black women because they're very few and far in between, okay?
Dangerous. Blind worship is dangerous. Lowering your standards for other races and other cultures of men is what is dangerous.
Yeah, we don't teach that in divestment. Again, I teach women how to practice hypergamy. I teach black women how to have standards when it comes to the type of white men they choose to get with. So again, why are we even being brought up?
We're going to touch on that some more later on in the video. Giving out unearned, pedestalized worship is dangerous.
She say
I
they love me
love the white boys. They just like, the way they just like, I don't know.
Listening to unhealed women and their agenda-driven rhetoric is dangerous.
Yeah, such as yourself. Okay, and it's quite obvious you're unhealed. Okay? That's why you're attacking divestors who are minding their own business. Bitch, I live a life like a Becky. Okay? Living comfortably in the suburbs with my husband. My husband is a provider, a producer, a protector. And you attacking me, acting like as if I'm up here in pastel lobster, twirling my wig in the air or some shit like that, okay? That's what's really funny. That's what's dangerous. Women like you speaking this sort of rhetoric against divestment is dangerous, okay? Because every girl who listens to your shit and decides all I need to do is just be feminine and I'm going to get me a high quality black man. Okay, sis. And we see them getting impregnated, dumped, disease spread on, okay, and unalived because of listening to your rhetoric. And you want to talk about, these women are coming from an unhealed place. I don't hate black men at all. I'm indifferent towards them, okay, because hatred takes a lot of energy and time that I do not have. You're the one that's unhealed. Is that why you a dark-skinned black woman sitting up here got a profile photo of a light-skinned woman? Okay? So who's the one that's unhealed? I find it quite problematic that this woman is a dark-skinned woman and literally has been using for many, many years the avatar of a light-skinned woman with straight hair and got the nerve to be sitting on here talking about how she's teaching black women how to love themselves and how to level up. How are you teaching black women how to level up when you don't even want to level up women that look like you? How are you exactly going to level anybody up? Okay? As a dark-skinned woman myself, ain't no way I'm going to be sitting up in here using a avatar photo of a mixed race exotical girl and trying to pass that off like that is me. Yesterday, I was drinking my green tea and one of my subscribers went, that's not her. I nearly spit my tea across the living room. Like, what? What are you talking about? That's not her. Okay, I was shocked. But yes, that is not her. She's been on YouTube for what? Since 2018. So for 2018 to 2024, you've been pretty much cosplaying as a light-skinned exotical while trying to teach black women how to love themselves and how to level up in femininity and all this crap like that. It's quite obvious that you're a colorist mammy. And the reason why you got this light-skinned avatar is because you affiliate light skin with femininity. Okay? Not dark skin. And also, if you are a mammy sitting online talking about the way other women look, particularly divestors, then you need to cam up and show your face. We're sick and tired of you faceless mammies, you cosplaying mammies, sitting online talking about the way divestors look when you are using whole avatars of women that are not even you. Okay? Talking about, I'm a dark-skinned woman, and I use a light-skinned avatar to hide my identity. Why couldn't you use a dark-skinned avatar? It's because you know you in the black community, and nobody is going to look at you like you feminine and all this stuff like that. They're not, okay? So who's the one that is not healed? Who's the one who has such deep psychological issues towards their own blackness that they need to cosplay online like they are a mixed race exotical woman? All right? You're the one that is unhealed. And I do not appreciate the self-projections a lot of these mammies have towards divestors. Because as a divestor, number one, I love myself. That is the first lie they're going to tell you. You don't love yourself because you don't want to put up with us. Okay? Like, no, I don't want to put up with you and I still love myself. All right? Like, it's funny that y'all have black women brainwashed into believing that dark skin is not feminine. All right? Because over in divestment, having dark skin is not an issue, it's not a problem. Okay? We don't look at having dark skin as if it's some sort of disability. No, actually, it's a superpower over here in divestment. So, no, we can't relate, sis. All right? How dare you sit on here and talk about the way divestors look when I'm not sitting online using photos of other women and pretending like that's me or using pictures of women that don't even look like me. Okay? You dark-skinned, but you got a picture of a exotical looking woman while you sitting up here trying to teach dark-skinned black women to love themselves and to practice femininity and hypergamy and find you a black king and all this other crap like that, okay? It's giving delusions, and black women like me were sick and tired of it, which is why we cut y'all out of our lives many, many, many years ago, and we're happy that we made that decision. Because as a dark-skinned woman, I do not view my skin color as masculine. You scared to show your skin color, I am not, okay? Point blank, period. These women are absolutely gorgeous, aren't they? So anyway, and that's all I got to say about this. If you like this video, go ahead and smash that like button and subscribe for more content below. Thanks for watching.
Your life's a bitch, but mine's a diva. Whoopie red lips, outfit like a cheetah. Team camel toe, bitch, I am the leader.